So I ended up quitting against all my family's wishes. You know, my mom, when I told my mom, she was like, "What? Are you serious? Are you sure?" You know what I mean? Give me the whole talk. But I had to let it go, bro. I had to let it go, and I had to like start to work on myself and choose myself. Senior year, bro. I got all these finals, trying to graduate, right? Trying to graduate, you know what I'm saying? And then I moved forward from that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest, I'll be 100% with you. It got really bad, and I almost took my life. I'm gonna be honest. I should have put a trigger warning on the stream, and I'm sorry, but yeah, I had a plan and everything. I literally almost took my life. You know, it got so bad because I just felt so lost, and I felt so lonely, and I felt, you know, especially when I stopped playing basketball, I felt like I didn't have as many friends anymore either. So I just felt alone. Felt like nobody loved me. I felt like nobody cared about me, and the sphere that I had created for myself, you know, of this, you know, basketball player, you know what I'm saying, was crumbling away, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm about to cry. Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Goofywise. Today I want to share a story with you guys of how I got into content creation. How I became a content creator, going from being 7 foot tall, former D1 athlete, going into content creation. Now, the story goes a little something like this, y'all. I've always been a very much a gamer, you know, anime nerd. You know, as growing up, I would always be obsessed with like Sunday morning cartoon or Saturday morning cartoons. I always say that the Saturday morning cartoons were like a turn up for, you know, for kids. It's like the 21-year-old equivalent for, you know, going to the club as a 21-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Especially instead of alcohol, we got our, you know, bowl of cereal. That's kind of where I started to really you know, watch shows and get introduced into this blurred, you know, space of, you know, gaming, anime, TV shows, cool shit like that, you know. And that was always an escape for me growing up because, you know, I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up. I don't know if y'all know this, chat, but I went to 3 different elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 5 different high schools. So as you can imagine, that makes it really hard to, you know, have friends growing up. You know what I mean? Moved around a bunch. Anybody else move around a bunch? I couldn't be the only one, bro. But I was like moving around. People be like, "Damn, are you a military kid?" I'm like, "Nah, nigga. My mom bipolar." The reason why I say that is because I was very, you know, isolated for much of my life. You know what I mean? So, and I also had a very traumatic, you know, childhood. So what I would do, family military? Nope. My mom was just bipolar. So what I would do to kind of get away from the, you know, the isolation. I did have siblings, but you know, siblings are, you know, we tight, but we also fight a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I still felt isolated, you know, from the world. So a lot of times I would just try to go inward and escape, and I would just start daydreaming and shit. So that was kind of my escape. You know what I mean? So growing up, I was always the tallest one in my family, and it sucked. Because people always expected me to play sports because I was tall, right? And as I got older, and you know, I didn't really get a chance to start sports early because we moved so much. So as I got older, you know, the pressure to like play a sport, you know, when we finally settled down in one area, which we didn't really, but we kind of did for my like junior, senior year. So I started playing basketball, you know, and at the time, you know, I've always been a gamer, always been, you know, doing all the things that I love to do, you know. I happened to start like playing a lot of games more, you know, after, you know, during that first summer after playing basketball, right? And I remember starting playing Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody remembers that game. Who remembers that? They just came out with a new one. I'm sure some of y'all remember that. So like Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 was basically like a arena fighter game that everybody gets to play, you know, and it's like one of them fun ass games. Yeah, you know, Ninja Storm was gas. Yeah, I loved it. The game was really unbalanced, but so there's so many details I'm leaving out, but I'm gonna just try my best to make it as streamlined as possible. So, you know, during the summer, I would just spend my time like creating content. And that content was basically just recorded. I was so in love with this game at the time. I would just try to play tournaments and do all kind of cool shit. I would literally I stole my brother's camcorder because he used to make rap videos and he would record himself. So I stole my brother's camcorder and his tripod. And back then we didn't have capture cards, or if you had a capture card, it was expensive. So I just recorded my TV in my grandmother's living room, bro, and fucking sorry, it's funny. It's funny because I'm like thinking back, and shit is like to where I am now to back then. Like I will record it, bro, and it would be my grandma's living room on her fatback TV, bro. In a hot ass summer, no AC, bro. We got bottles on in the house because my uncle is fucking recorded. Like, he sells motherfucking cans and shit. So we had a house full of cans. We got dirty mattress on the floor. You know what I'm saying? I got my windows broken. You know what I'm saying? The house is, we were pretty much in poverty at this time, bro. I didn't know how bad it was back then, but we were pretty much in poverty. Like, the house was run down. We didn't have any other place to go. But I found so much solace in the fact that I could escape, and by playing games and creating content. How you doing, Steve? Fatback TV, I remember those. Yeah. How to Goofywise become content creator? By taking a chance and facing his fears. That's 100% correct. So that's when I actually started creating content the first time. Is in my grandmother's living room, bro. And I would take it in my brother's laptop. He had like this old rinky-dink laptop, bro. And I would just go in there and motherfucking, start editing the Windows Movie Maker, because Windows Movie Maker came with the Windows. And I actually have some videos I can show you from my first YouTube channel. So this is actually my first. A lot of people don't know this, bro, but this is actually my first YouTube channel, bro. The Vigilant Shadow right here. I thought it was so fucking cool, bro. So basically this is where I uploaded all my shit, you know what I'm saying, as a kid, bro. So you can see right here it says 11 years ago, which is like 2012. This is when I finally started to, settle down and be able to do shit like this. And this is literally in my living room, bro. Like, this is my grandmother's living room, bro. I had a little, Destiny. I'm like in here playing Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, bro. Like, having a blast, bro. Facing people. We had like money matches and shit. Like, we had tournaments and shit like that. I was having a fucking blast, bro. This shit was so fun to me. And the quality is ass, but you could tell that I loved it, bro. And we had like a little community going. At the time, I only had like 100 subscribers or whatever. Now look how far you come. I know, right? Isn't that crazy, bro? It's so crazy. So I would literally just like, record myself and just edit this shit on here, bro. This shit is crazy looking back, bro. I would have the time of my life editing this shit, bro. Having a good time, bro. I think there's some other shit. Just talking shit. Just being a shithead, bro. You can actually see the blinds in the background on this one. We would like, it was so serious. I'm like, this is in I'm sorry, this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. But at the time, I didn't really have a whole lot of time to put it into it, because I like I said, we didn't really have a stable environment. There were some times where the lights would get cut off and shit like that in the middle of the fucking month and shit. So I stopped recording my Naruto stuff on my TV, but I love this. This is when I fell in love with content creation. This is when I was like, man, I really want to do this. You know what I'm saying? But how do I do it? But I didn't have the tools at the time. So a couple years went by, and you can see it says 8 years ago right here. I started making Destiny content, because I guess back then on Xbox they had a way where you could record like via your Xbox or whatever. Thank you, Miles. How you doing, bro? This is like, when I tried again, pretty much. I was just like, okay, let me try it again. And you can hear me in here like, hold on, I'm gonna see if it still plays.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Vigilant Shadow, back in action. I'm now known as Goofywise on Xbox One. I'm here to bring you guys some clips from Destiny today, but in the future I'll be bringing you some Titanfall and hopefully some Naruto next week, if I can figure out how to record it and put it on here cleanly.
I'm doing voiceovers and shit.
As you can see, the radar is really different in this game. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of like a heat sensor. I don't know. It's pretty cool though. It's not like the Call of Duty or the Titanfall type radars, but once you like really work at it, you can kind of get the gist of it pretty quickly. Bam, bam, bam. That was a triple kill, baby. What I love about that shotgun is you can see right there, it's not like too overpowered right there.
Yeah, I'm just on here like literally doing fucking like the most simplest shit, bro. Like, I would just upload whatever the fuck I could, because I was just so excited to do this shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, this content sucks, but I was just so happy to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right here, called the Cerberus Regime. It's my first exotic weapon in the game of Destiny, and probably, arguably, the best auto rifle in the game of Destiny.
Let's go! Game! Ass whoopery! Vigilant Shadow. Let's go.
I sound so big. I was so chunky back then, but this kind of give you a window into the kind of content I was making at the time. And at this point in time, I was like, man, I really want to do this as a career. I would look online and shit like that, and I wouldn't really see anybody like myself. At this time, I was told by my parents and my mom that I couldn't, she didn't, like, basically she didn't believe in me as a content creator. And she basically told me that, you know, it's unrealistic for me to expect that I would be able to make money or make a living playing video games, you know? And then I needed to focus on real things and like a real job. And it got so bad one summer, bro, that like she literally basically said, I'm going to send you to military school if you don't go, if you don't get your life together. And her version of getting my life together, ironically, was like me playing basketball. For some reason, you know what I'm saying? My mom my mom and at the time my brother expected me to play basketball. You know what I mean? And like that was my only option, you know what I mean, in life. And she felt like she kept on telling me like you're gonna be missing out on this opportunities. You only have a window of time to do this. And like me as a kid, I obviously didn't like this, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like she was kind of boxing me in to being one thing. And I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to talk about, but basically the way she see my life going, it was like that was my only viable option to be successful in life. You know what I mean? And at the time, you got to give it to her. I mean, it was an older time that nobody expected this thing to be what it is now, like content creation, the space, you know? So a game where you can get injured, get robbed of your career, or games with endless, exactly, bro. But she kept on telling me, because I was tall, I think she was trying to let me know like how the potential I could be, because she felt like it was a safe path for me to go. And she felt like she was trying to protect me, and what she was really doing, she was inhibiting my growth as a human being, you know? And she really inevitably stopped me from content creating, because that's why I kind of fell off here. Like, this is like 11 years. Imagine if I would have started 11 years ago doing what I'm doing now, you know, with the passion that I had, bro. I genuinely loved to create back then, bro. It was so nice. It felt so good. And then she kind of like, I don't know, she just made it so like, made it seem like I was missing out if I didn't go play basketball. And that so much so that like, if I didn't play basketball and I didn't go to college or whatever, that she would send me to military school. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to military school. Fuck that. So I started to internalize this pressure from her and then other peers. Cause like, it wasn't just my mom, but like anywhere I went, bro, my cousins, my family, like everywhere I went, bro, people were always like, you play basketball? You play a sport? And this time, like I didn't start playing basketball till my senior year at college. So a very long time went by. And it's like, I'm always getting this, you know, these impressions from people that like, this is what I'm supposed to do. In society, this is what I'm supposed to do. And when I look in content creation field, I didn't really see anybody like me doing what I did. You know what I'm saying? At the time, they might have existed, but they surely weren't like PewDiePie at the time. They weren't like motherfucking Markiplier or whatever. Who the fuck? Whatever white person that was like creating content at that time, right? So I felt really boxed in. I felt like, you know, I'm from LA, Watts, California. This is, I mean, me being a basketball player, taking my family out of poverty, you know, is ultimately what I need to be doing with my life. You know what I'm saying? Society, I felt like was really projecting onto me a lot of its values. You know what I mean? Like, and the only values that they really said that I had, you know what I mean, was, oh, I need to be playing basketball. You're really tall. You know what I'm saying? And that hurt me a lot. But at the same time, it also gave me like, it also gave me what I thought at the time was a light or a pathway to like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because at the time growing up with a bipolar mom, sometimes you can, bipolar mom who does not know how to take care of her shit, or she doesn't take her medication or anything like that, in poverty, whatever. It creates a scenario where you become a people pleaser because you want to be able to, you're always walking on eggshells around the house. You never know what feeling she's going to feel next, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I had a deep internalized, people pleasing at the time. So I'm getting all this projection from society telling me what I should be doing. My mom's telling me what I should be doing. She's also threatening me. So I'm like, all right, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a basketball player. I'm supposed to be this, and I'm supposed to be that. You know what I mean? So I start to internalize this idea that is projected on me through society. And then I start to think that like, oh man, wait, maybe I should be a basketball player. No, I am a basketball player. You know what I mean? I'm going to be a basketball player. This is my dream. You know what I'm saying? Because to me at the time, as I looking back on it now, I see it. But back in the time, I didn't see it. I saw basketball because everybody was pointing in this direction, like, oh, go here, go here, go here. I saw basketball as a way to get all the love, that I didn't get as a child growing up. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. A lot of my story is essentially that. You know what I mean? It's like healing fantasies. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And at the time, I didn't have the willpower enough to know that it was my life in the end. You know what I mean? I just wanted love, and I wanted acceptance so deeply. I never had friends growing up. You know what I'm saying? When I joined basketball team, it's like automatic friends, essentially. Like, these are your friends. It was really easy for me to like start to develop myself in a way. You know what I mean? Because I'll be honest, the person who was making these kind of videos right here, as much as I love content creator and as much as I was passionate, he was not a very good person. I'm gonna be honest. Looking back, I'm glad I didn't make it back in, because I would have had to grow up online, and there would have been a lot of dumb shit I probably said and did. As I was growing up, that being said, I felt a lot of pressure. I started to internalize, the dreams of everyone around me, that they are pretty much projecting onto me. And when I say I internalized it, I was a grade A motherfucking people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? A grade A people pleaser. I'm going to give a cool deal key pleaser a sub, please. So when I say I was a grade A people pleaser, bro, I was so good at people pleasing, bro, that I internalized it within, bro, and I pretty much made it my dream. I made it so much my dream that I actually believe that this is what I was supposed to do in life, and this is what I always wanted. You know what I mean? When in actuality, it was just love and acceptance. You know what I mean? So I started playing basketball. I went to college, started playing basketball. And the story of me playing basketball, I gray shirted for many years because I was just trying to develop my game, trying to get better, right? But overall, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like basketball really stick for me because I never really loved it like that. You know what I mean? I was never a student in the game. I didn't study players, you know what I'm saying? I kind of just threw myself at it, blindly, you know what I'm saying? And was hoping that, that somehow, I would be able to make it in this, highly competitive space. You know what I'm saying? Highly competitive space. Like basketball, like you can't just be playing basketball and not love it and have no talent. You know what I mean? I was not naturally talented at basketball. When I started playing basketball, bro, I would run up and down the court doing with my knees high, nigga. I would run so weird. I was awkward. I was tall. I was uncoordinated. You know what I'm saying? But I stuck with it because I felt like this is my path in life. And I felt like if I just do this, you know what I'm saying, then I would be able to be loved, It was bad. When I say it was awkward and uncoordinated, it was really bad. And I'm glad we don't have any footage of that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. There's actually a video of me in high school, bro, on the internet. Hold on. I have it right here. Actually. Here it is right here. This is hilarious. So in here, you can always see, I'm actually right here, bro. This is actually my high school pep rally right here, bro. This is so funny that I have this on the internet. Shout out to the information age, bro. This is me. Y'all can barely see it, but I'm right here, bro. This is me in basketball, and this is me on my basketball friends and shit like that. I'm like, yay, finally accepted, finally have friends, right? Because I told you I grew up with no friends or whatever. And I've always been this big, energetic person. And I guess I'll just show y'all the little dance we did or whatever. All right, so this is just me right here. Hold on, let me turn this down. You can probably hear it, bro. I was so excited to be a part of something though. So that's one thing that basketball did give me. It gave me like immediate friends, bro. And like when you play basketball, you play sports, I'm sure y'all know this, you get immediate friends, bro. This is 12 years ago, by the way. That's me right here. It's like a little pep rally thing we did, bro. But it's like me dancing. I'm just like dancing. No mustache. I was so excited. There's something about, I don't know. I've always loved the feeling of being in front of a crowd, bro, is something that's always been super electric about that. You know what I'm saying? What's up? So like, yeah, man, like it was something I dearly loved about, you know, that it was an itch that basketball really scratched for me. It's like the performance in front of a crowd. You know what I mean? I felt like so like, you know, happy about that. You know what I'm saying? But like that doesn't necessarily translate to being a good basketball player. You know what I mean? Liking when people cheer and laugh and are excited for you doesn't necessarily mean you love the basketball. Maybe you just love being a performer. You know what I mean? I went to college. I gray shirted for a couple years, worked on my game. It's a long story with that. You know what I'm saying? There's a huge weight loss thing in there as well. Lost a bunch of weight, got in shape. You know what I'm saying? Started to blossom a little bit as a person. Started to get some of that sort of social development that I didn't really get growing up. And started going out and clubbing more. You know what I'm saying? Being a little thotty. You know, again, trying to get that love I didn't get as a child. So I'm like, talking to all these girls and, you know, being more social and shit because I never really had friends growing up, and let alone I didn't even have a girlfriend until I was 18. So very much a late bloomer, you know, in regards to a lot of that stuff. So there's a lot of development that I'm kind of skipping over, but because I'm just trying to like tell the story. But yeah, so like I started playing basketball and I told myself I loved it. I went from high school to college, gray shirted like 3 years, I think, 2 or 3 years. Then transferred up to College of Sequoias, which is like a brand other school, and then went back to. So at Cypress College, they actually did like a little thing on me or whatever, bro. Because, I mean, I guess I was like a standout athlete. I don't think I was a really good athlete, but I always had a good story. So this is like a video they made about me in college. This is at my first junior college right here, before I transferred or whatever. I don't know if you want to watch this whole thing, but it's like a little like athlete profile. Oh, looking back is so crazy, bro. Oh, so ass. This is not a highlight tape, by the way. This is just me playing.
Students at Cypress College would be lying if they say they never noticed Josh Currington. At 6'10", the recently transferred alumnus can easily be spotted from across Valley View Street. And with his massive frame, it's safe to assume that he plays for the basketball team. Josh's story begins in Watts, California, 20 miles away from Cypress College.
So at this point in time, bro, I'm actually like, to tell y'all the story, I'm actually like taking 3 buses and a train, living in Watts, going to college in Cypress, California, bro. At the time, you know what I'm saying? Just because I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's the only thing I can feel like I can do. It's literally, it's not that far, but you know, it's like 20 miles, but from LA to where I was going to college at. But I don't know. It felt like it was my only way in. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like I had to do this, you know, for my dream of being a basketball player. You know what I mean? So that's what I was doing at the time. And I would wake up at like 5 a.m. sometimes in the morning and just get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I'm internalizing this dream. This is who I'm meant to be. This is who I'm meant to be. If I just show up, then I'll eventually make it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling myself. But I'll let y'all watch this video because y'all seem like y'all want to watch it.
By a single mother and 3 siblings, Josh didn't grow up in an ideal situation. Most people take for granted.
I was born in Bellflower, California. My mom kind of grew up in the Watts area, so she kind of wanted us to get away from the South Central of LA, you know, because our whole family was there. She had a big family. She was from, you know, they all went to the same school. They all lived in Watts, California. It's like right next to Compton. Like I said, it wasn't the best area to be. So I went to 5 different high schools. I went to like 4 different middle schools, you know, like I was in homeschool from 1st to 3rd grade. You know, we were just all over the place. And I think emotionally, it always like, more socially, I feel like it kind of held me back, you know, because I didn't really know how to like talk to people outside my family, you know what I mean? And that carried all the way until I got to like college. Like I was like super socially awkward, you know. I would talk to people and I didn't really
y'all can say what y'all want about me, but that nigga right there, that nigga got a side profile of the gods, nigga. Stop playing with me. Young Goofy explained this back. So this is basically what I told y'all already, right?
Feel for what sometimes they would say something and I wouldn't even know what they're talking about, and I just kind of laugh. You ever like do that awkward laugh thing, or like, huh? Yeah, you just laugh because they're laughing. You know what I mean? I would do that all the time, and it was just so weird, you know.
It wasn't until Josh's junior year at La Sierra High School when the basketball coach took notice of his height and offered him a chance to
I just want to let y'all know I missed this shot. I was not a good basketball player, especially not in high school. I missed this shot because I would get so. I'm a very like sensitive person, so like I get very overstimulated by shit. So like I would just fuck around and miss a fucking shot because people were looking at me, and I'm like, it was bad. This might look good, but this is actually not that good. I was really bad at basketball.
Josh's inexperience,
Big Tim Duncan ass nigga.
made it difficult for him to be the star, but his passion and effort on the court earned him continuous support and encouragement from his teammates.
I remember my first game in high school. I just remember how nervous I was.
They made a whole video. What, you stuck in a sport? Hey, bro, he just said it, bro.
I still get nervous now, but then it was crazy. I remember my palms were sweating, and I don't even think I scored that whole game. But I just remember my teammates were always very supportive of me, and like even if I would shoot a shot or whether or not I would lock somebody up on defense or whatever, you know, they were just really supportive.
Bro, it looks like I'm running on stilts, bro. It's so bad, bro. Bro, it looks like I'm running on stilts. Like looking back, it looks like I'm running on stilts.
My coach always telling me just focus on defense, because offense.
I look good though. I look like a fucking athlete though. Like nigga, you would think I could jump out the gym or some shit.
Always come later, but you have to get a sound defense before you can do anything. You know.
After finishing his senior year at La Sierra, Josh was recruited by several schools looking to add a bruising center to their program. After visiting the campus and training with a mentor formerly associated with Cypress College, Josh was set on playing for Cypress City.
I got recruited from Cypress College my senior year.
Playing a part for sure. Hey, nigga, I'll be out there doing absolutely nothing, bro. I could guard you. Hilarious.
Here in high school, I got a big old packet. Like it had a game planner and everything, and a bunch of like little flyers and like little trinkets from Cypress College from at the time Coach St. Clair. Once I got here, man, I obviously saw the campus. I was like, wow, this is like, it was beautiful. I just remember thinking Cypress College is this big place, you know what I mean? Very unknown, very foreign place that, you know, it kind of took me off guard a little bit because I mean, I never saw such a big place like college. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy, you know? But I really thought it was a beautiful campus. I really enjoyed the pond. I'm like such a nature person, so I saw all the little ducks, you know, playing in the behind the water or whatever. I just thought it was so cool, you know, to be here at Cypress College.
Due to his lack of playing experience, Josh spent 3 seasons as a gray shirt and red shirt, and finally suited up this past season. Despite being fairly raw, Josh put in a lot of work during the offseason in order to be a major contributor to Coach Drew's program.
They lying.
Josh had to improve a lot. I mean, he kind of bounced around. He went to a different.
He is lying. He is lying. I was ass.
Josh had to improve a lot. I mean, he kind of bounced around. He went to a different school, and he wasn't very successful. And to give Josh credit, he put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. And it started last summer when he was in the weight room every day with our strength coach and trainer, Scott Tucker. Tucker did a really good job with him in terms of developing his
that's a good coach right there because he lied like a motherfucker.
speed a little bit and his hand-eye coordination. Josh has size 20 shoes, and it's a big goofy guy. It's hard for him to move sometimes, and Josh really worked on his coordination, and he really improved. And to give Josh credit, every day after practice he stayed in and he would do his jump hooks and he'd work on free throws. And at one point during the year he was shooting 100% from the free throw line.
100% for the free throw. Y'all hear that? Not me. What's up? Thank you for the follow.
That's a testament to his hard work after practice and on his own.
I spend a lot of hours in the gym. You know, that's like the only way you can really get better at basketball. Especially with me, I kind of feel like since I don't have the extensive background in basketball, like I didn't play to my senior.
Why is your name? Is it Goofywise? No, apparently not, bro.
Like,
how you doing, Nami?
I don't get the days off that other people would get days off, you know. And that might sound weird or whatever. It's like I just feel like they have so much experience on me that I can't afford to take days off like them. You know what I mean?
Not me missing shots.
In the Chargers' final game of the regular season, Coach Drew needed his team to beat Fullerton in order to secure their first playoff spot in 24 years. With 9 minutes left in the opening half, Currington made a key play that brought the fans and team off their feet.
We played Fullerton JC, you know, our rivals. I remember Jeremy, I think he gets a steal on a fast break. So I see Jeremy go, I'm like, oh yeah, it's time to go. This is my moment. And I see him like, he dishes past somebody and then they leave me open right in front of the rim. So Jeremy, he kind of throws it back inbounds. I catch the ball, I go up, I dumped it. I was so hyped, and the crowd went crazy. I swear I was about to Super Saiyan or something like that, because the crowd went crazy. I ran back so fast. I just remember my team going crazy. It was just a great feeling, to be a part of that.
Oh man, bro. When I tell you the crowd went crazy, and this is what I'm saying, I love the crowd reactions and shit. This is how I always knew I was supposed to be like a performer or doing something else. Because honestly, I was happy about the dunk, nigga, but the crowd reaction to it, I was like, ah, ah, nigga, I was like, yeah. It was awesome,
Off the
bro.
court, Josh has managed to be a bright student in the classroom. His easygoing personality has helped him get along with his classmates, and his eagerness to learn, despite the difficulty, has earned him.
I'm in here doing absolutely nothing.
In fact, Josh earned himself a transfer to Cal State Fullerton, where he will pursue a bachelor's degree and join the basketball team as a walk-on.
I'm kind of nerdy with science, but I have no shame in it. I love it, I think it's about being a student athlete. You always got to have a plan B, Of course, every athlete's dream is to play professionally. I know mine is, you know what I mean? So
I'm lying like a motherfucker.
Got to have a plan B, and my plan B is, thankfully I have a love and a passion for something like science.
Driven, bashful, relentless. These are a few traits you wouldn't have expected from a big shy kid from Watts, California. With every excuse to give up and let expectations take its course, Josh overcame every obstacle and is willing to conquer the new challenges facing forward.
My main source of inspiration and motivation will probably be my family, first and foremost. My mom worked 2 jobs sometimes, and I wouldn't even see her some days. So her work ethic, I feel, transferred over to me in some ways. That's like my number one motivation. Then you have your, every day you want to get up. Of course, you want to make buckets. You want to get better. Obviously, just that love for the game and love for school. But I think the other reason will probably be all the people that took me for granted in my life.
Oh, this is that hurt boy talking right now. All the people who took me for granted in my life. That hurt boy talking right here. He's like, I want the love.
Like, I had so many people that told me that I should never play basketball. I should just quit. You know what I mean? It's too late for you to start. You're not going to be good enough. You're not going to make anything and stuff. They said I wouldn't even be here right now. But look at me. I'm going to a good school next year. I want to play. I'm going to get my education. So I think those people that that took me for granted, that said, oh, he's this broke boy from Watts, California. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be nobody in life. Those are the people I think about every single day. And they get me out of bed when I don't want to go to school or anything. They keep me in the gym when I'm tired as heck and I don't want to put up shots right now. They get me up every time. Those are my main motivations in life. Prove those people wrong.
Prove those people wrong. Do you see how hurt that boy is, bro? You see how hurt that nigga is, bro? That nigga is hurt, bro. I was hurt, bro. And I couldn't let that pain go, bro. I was like, damn, I just want to be accepted. I just want to be loved. I just want to be, you know what I'm saying? I want that so bad, you know what I mean? And I think that was more of what I was, and it's so clear to me now because I've become more self-aware, but like in that moment, I was not lying. All I thought about is just proving people, proving. You know what I'm saying? That's just, all it is, proving is another word for pleasing. Hey, I'm showing you that I'm here and I'm good. Do you love me now? I'm showing you that I can do this. Do you love me now? You see what I'm saying? That's all because that's what I really wanted. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was a large reason why I was playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? But all seriousness, I'm so proud of you. Even a sport you didn't want to play, you drove in motivation to succeed inside of you. Even here, your younger self would be so proud of you. 100%. My younger self would be screaming shit and sliding down the wall right now. You know what I'm saying? But like, okay, so I'm before I show you the next part of the story and we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds so cute when it sounds like this, you know what I'm saying? But people also forget when I come back to college. I think not people always also forget, but like when I went to Cypress College, I had gotten into a big fight with my mom. You know what I'm saying? I was homeless for a little while, bro. Staying on one of my friends' floor on the floor. You know what I'm saying? On my friend's house. I saved up enough money with financial aid to get a room, not even a room. It was like really in a dining room, but we had like a curtain up. And this is where I was living the entire time where I was at this college. This is my junior college. And I was finally able to transfer, right? Before that, let me show y'all my highlight tape. Hold on. We going to bat. Oh, yeah! I transferred to Cal State Fullerton. And at the time, like I said, financial troubles. Thankfully, I had like a bunch of like grants and shit like that. So this is me at Fullerton College right here, bro. Or this is when I transferred to D1 school. And, you know, I started playing basketball, you know, and that first season I played, you can look it up online. There was 0 stats for me, bro. I didn't play 1 minute when I walked on to college. For a multitude of reasons. One, I didn't love it. Two, it was a faster game. A lot of the players were much more developed than I was at the time. And I also didn't really have a whole lot of time to give to the game either, because while I was playing basketball, I had to work a job as well, and I was going to school full time. So I was working. Most people who go to college, they have enough money to like not, you know, if you're playing basketball, you either get a scholarship or they have enough money to where they don't have to work. But at the time, I was playing basketball, you know what I'm saying, and working and going to school, you know what I'm saying. So this image, I like to look at this image. It looks so good to me, but it's really a facade, bro. Like I look back at this time and I'm like, man, I was doing so much to hold up this image of me being holding on so dearly, of me being a basketball player, like he's going to the league vibe, you know what I'm saying? On my Instagram, I would post like, you know, me in basketball looking shape or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Trying to I was really just selling this idea to the world, but also to myself, really, that, you know, I was going to be this professional athlete, or I was going to be this, you know, phenomenal superstar, and I was going to get all the love that, you know, that I deserved, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, but it was a facade. And after that first year of playing college basketball, it fell apart completely, bro. It fell apart because I was working, I was going to school, and I was playing basketball. I had literally no time for myself. I fell apart. I burnt the fuck out, bro. And coming into that next year, although I did get really good at basketball coming into my next year, I honestly felt like I could have done a lot if I stayed playing basketball. But I had to really look at myself and see where my life was at. And I could work and go to school, but what was basketball giving me at that time? You know what I mean? It gave me the sense of camaraderie of the friends that I had, but it's like, at that time I couldn't justify continuing to play basketball, you know what I mean? So I ended up quitting against all my family's wishes. You know, my mom, when I told my mom, she was like, "What? Are you serious? Are you sure?" You know what I mean? Give me the whole talk. But I had to let it go, bro. I had to let it go, and I had to start to work on myself and choose myself. And I went through I'm gonna be honest, that first year where I started to separate my identity from being a basketball player, when I started to separate, you know, myself from that idea, and then, you know, also people perceiving me, I felt really exposed, and I felt really lost, and I fell into a deep depression. I'll be honest, I suffered depression throughout my entire life, you know what I mean? But I fell into a deep depression, really sick one. I fell in love with a girl as well around this time too. She ended up breaking my heart. I didn't really love her. It was more like I wanted something to fill the void that basketball left when I stopped playing it. You see what I'm saying? Senior year, bro. I got all these finals, trying to graduate, right? Trying to graduate, you know what I'm saying? And then I moved forward from that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest, I'll be 100% with you. It got really bad, and I almost took my life. I'm gonna be honest. I should have put a trigger warning on the stream, and I'm sorry, but yeah, I had a plan and everything. I literally almost took my life. You know, it got so bad because I just felt so lost, and I felt so lonely, and I felt, you know, especially when I stopped playing basketball, I felt like I didn't have as many friends anymore either. So I just felt alone. Felt like nobody loved me. I felt like nobody cared about me. And the sphere that I had created for myself, you know, of this, you know, basketball player, you know what I'm saying, was crumbling away, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm about to cry. It was hard, bro. I had to pretty much pick myself up from zero, bro. I had to pick myself up from zero and really try to build myself back up. And thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, bro. It was hard, dude. It was really hard, bro. And I felt really lost and alone. And it was tough, man. It was probably one of the hardest years of my life, bro. Like, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much, man, for real. But I had to start over, bro. Thankfully I went to therapy, got on some antidepressants around this time. This is my first time ever going to therapy. I was very against like, appreciate y'all, chat. Appreciate y'all. But I was very against, like therapy and like drugs at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I should be able to do it on my own, and this is toxic masculinity 101. Like I felt like I should be able to do it on my own, and to accept any help was like the worst thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? It means I lost. I was defeated. You know what I'm saying? But I got so bad that I like every day was so painful that I just had to go to therapy, and thankfully the school that I was at provided services for me, and I was able to do that. So I got therapy. I got on antidepressants, and I think it really saved my life. You know what I mean? Because it got pretty dark, bro. It got pretty dark, and thankfully, California's gun laws are a lot stricter than other places in the world, because I was like it's time to go. You know what I mean? And I couldn't find access to the things that I needed. I felt like I needed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, therapy saved me. Damn, give me a second, y'all. Whew. Okay, so therapy saved me. I started working. I kept working at my job, bro. And I just focused on school and making money at the time. You know what I mean? I was on financial aid. I was taking out student loans and all that. And I spent that time to like start to really focus on what would make me happy as a person and what I would want to do. And, flashing back to the story that I told y'all earlier about, when I first started content creation, I was like, man, here I'm at, like, this time I'm like 24, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 24 at this time, right? Whatever, 25, about to graduate college. I already felt so much pressure that I was graduating college late. And I was like, man, what could I even do with my life? You know what I mean? For so long, I had thought to myself that I had to do what in life that would lead to the most, you know what I'm saying, the least amount of suffering. You know what I mean? That's how I was living my life. I was living my life, okay, what can I do? I was really telling myself, what can I do to mitigate the much suffering as possible? Because at that point, I was just like, I was living in fear. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just don't want to suffer anymore. And I was like, I'll be a teacher. Fuck it, I'll be a teacher. And I stuck with that for a little while. I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? But the more time went on, like, I just like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. So I thought to myself, what in life could I do that would make me the most happiest, the most fulfilled in life? You know what I mean? I thought back to what made me happy when I was a kid, bro. Anime, games, video games, creating content around that kind of stuff. So I said, okay, I'm gonna take a leap of faith and I'm gonna do it. And it was really hard. I started doing it, and it wasn't like a switch that just clicked on. I'm like, oh, now I'm a gamer. Now I'm a this. I had this Instagram that I had built, you know what I'm saying? And everybody who followed me thought I was this major athlete. I had all these people like who I felt like I had to constantly prove things to, you know what I mean? And I felt like if I started just posting gaming stuff, that people would just not accept me. So I started a new account. I would post some gaming stuff on there, but I started a new account, and I was like, I'm just gonna start fresh here. You know what I mean? Because I felt embarrassed almost. I almost felt embarrassed that like something was wrong with me, that I was so nerdy or whatever. I wasn't this athlete anymore. You know what I mean? Because I was putting on this mask, you know what I mean? So because I wanted everybody to love and accept me. And sometimes, in the athlete world, being a nerd is not like, it's not really like, doesn't mean it's not really of high social value. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying my best to be to have the most social value. So I continue to struggle to come into a new identity and like find myself as a creator. You know what I mean? And then as I'm doing this, it's hard. Every day is hard, and I was struggled a lot to really like to be authentically myself. You know what I mean? But I got more practice and more practice and more practice and more practice, and over time, I graduated college. I started to really build myself up, and and really think like I could do this. and I could be this person. You know what I mean? And I think there was a little bit of creating another healing fantasy there, where it was like, if I just become this content creator, then people will love me. And that's something I had to unpack, you know what I'm saying, in the last couple years, but that's in a story for another day. But I started to do this thing because it was, you know, more aligned with who I am and what I wanted for my life. You were finding yourself? Yeah, I was finding myself. I remember when you switched accounts, but didn't know that backstory. Yeah. Nerd culture is so weird because it's popular, but at the same time, people make fun of it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like, and look at you now. You are that person. I am that person. You know what I mean? But back then, it was really hard. But, you know, what was like the final thing that really pushed me over the edge and saying like, I'm going for this full throttle was, some of y'all might remember this, bro, but it was my first like viral video that was on Twitter. It got featured on World Star Hip Hop. It got featured on motherfucking House of Highlights, nigga, like all kind of shit. It went stupid viral. It was around Fortnite. And I think I might have the video right here, actually. And we'll just watch it really quick. We'll watch it and we'll talk about it after. But I don't really like this as much now because I'm like, it just seems in bad taste. But it was just me kind of putting myself out there, just trying to be funny because I seen it was a trend and I'm like, I can make it funnier type shit. You know what I mean?
Well, let's check this skin out real quick, man. Could it be what I think it is? Oh my God. Look at her. She's so bad. And she tatted. And she got the yeek slim thick with it. I see you. Cute booty. Oh, look how her legs cross. You know she got that good. Hold
up. This shit's so stupid, bro.
Old is
this shit's so stupid, bro.
Fortnite.
Oh, she's 16.
Hey, he needs some milk.
Hit him. Hey, you spent the job, baby. Like a chicken and bacon.
So that was actually my college house you're looking at right there. You know what I'm saying? That's when I created, and this is a hard time for me. Niggas thought it was hilarious. I think it's still funny now. It's kind of funny, bro. Actually, the whole thing I made up too. Like this whole thing, like the age and shit. Hold on. I superimposed that over by just having a white background, bro. It just made it look like, you know what I'm saying, that was her real age when it actually wasn't. But I thought I was real clever with that shit. I posted that shit at like 2 a.m., bro, on like a random day, bro, thinking like, man, this video ain't gonna do nothing. But I felt really anxious about it because, you know, obviously, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's like majorly problematic, but it's kind of on the line of like a little edgy, you know what I'm saying? I felt like people weren't gonna think I was funny, and I wake up the next morning, that shit is blown the fuck out. For an entire week, nigga, all my socials are blowing the fuck up, bro. It was crazy. And again, this is kind of similar to, you know, the basketball story, but I felt like, wow, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do with my life, bro. Because it's on that line, but it's funny, yeah. And I don't really, you know, I try to stay away from that line a little bit, you know, now because it's like whatever. But at the time, like I really felt like, man, this is what I'm supposed to do with my life. This is what I was always meant to do with my life because I actually enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the act. I would spend hours editing videos, doing all kind of shit, bro. Like I would sit down at like 9 a.m. and then learn Premiere Pro and fucking just like learn through experience, just learning fucking how to edit and do everything as I'm going, bro. And I would spend hours and hours and hours just throwing myself at the shit. And I was like, I really fell in love with it, bro. I fell back in love with it, I should say. So I fell back in love with it. And I don't know, man. It was really invigorating to have this, like the universe kind of say like, here you are. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Look what you've done. You know what I'm saying? And here are your flowers for it. You know what I mean? So at this point I was like, all right, I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to start content creation. And at the time I didn't really know anything about forming an online presence. I didn't know anything. I just went in fucking blind, bro. I thought this shit meant I was famous. I said I'm gonna have this video and now I'm famous. And it's like, it doesn't really work like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really, like you have one viral video and it's famous. No, it's like You need like multiple viral videos, and more so, you need regular videos that build an audience and build a catalog. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people think you get one viral video and it's like, oh, I'm done, I made it. No, but that's just the beginning type shit. You know what I'm saying? Consistency is key. Yeah, and I felt I didn't understand the platform, and to be honest, I didn't have a lot of people that were willing to really walk me through what I needed to do next and kind of put me on. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just like, for a while, I just kind of wandered aimlessly and just kept on trying shit. And then I started streaming on Twitch, and that's kind of where we get to the point where I'm at now. You know what I mean? Where I started, creating more content and doing TikTok. In 2020, TikTok became a big thing, and I was like on TikTok early, and I started posting like all kind of shit on there when it was like very, very brand new. But yeah, man, yeah. So that's kind of how I got into content creation. And it's kind of like a story of, finding myself, facing my fears, becoming who I was always meant to be, and also removing the expectations of those around me. You know what I mean? Because I think that played such a big role in my life. You know what I mean? Of like what I was supposed to do, the pressure, the feeling like, this is what I need, bro. This is what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then your Titan Tribe video went viral on TikTok. Yeah, I also had the Titan Tribe video. I had a lot of viral shit on TikTok, bro, because I was on there early. But I think consistency was always a problem because I always felt like I wasn't doing the right thing. Big Shy Kid creates community of people who love and adore him. I know, right? How amazing. How lucky am I? I'm so proud of you for not only getting the help you needed, but being courageous enough to speak about it. I know how hard it can be to think you are creating a space where you can be vulnerable and safe. Yeah, 100%. And that's kind of like, and through this, journey, you know what I'm saying? I started doing Mindful Monday, and that's what we're doing right now. I started to do more inner work and learn about, we would just watch TED Talks and shit about emotional maturity. And I would have so many smart individuals come to my stream and just talk about and being vulnerable and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? I learned so much. Honestly, that was such a huge part of my, emotional development, was emotional and social development was Mindful Monday, and that started during 2020. And that's kind of like what's saved me during 2020. Cause if y'all remember the timelines when 2020 was happening, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So that's kind of what, started everything. Vulnerability is sexy. It is, bro. It's actually really fucking sexy. So yeah. So for anybody out there, bro, who kind of feels like, you don't know who you are, or you want to do something in your life and you feel like everyone is doubting you and you feel like, you feel like you're alone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to tell y'all to pursue your dreams, bro. And it's like, it doesn't have to be all in all the way. I definitely jumped in full-time content creation probably too soon because a nigga like me, bro, you know what I'm saying? The nigga like me, like I'd be stressing all the time, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely should have built more of a foundation first before I just jumped all in. But like, I'm in now and I'm happy and I'm doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? But like, continue to pursue your dreams no matter what, bro. Never give up on your dreams. Never give up on yourself. You know what I mean? No matter what you have to do, if you really love it, you'll do it however you got to do it, whenever you got to do it, however you can do it. You know what I mean? Like, even like, I always say like when you really love something, it doesn't matter how it looks. It doesn't matter how other people perceive it. It matters that you just got to do it. You know what I mean? Even if it was like a little bit in your day, you had to work all day and you got a little bit of time to create something or do something and you just did that. And it's like, I mean, that's how you know you love that shit. And just never give up on that shit, bro. Because like, there's always time to do shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you build shit over time slowly, it can turn into a big giant thing. You know what I'm saying? And who knows? You know what I'm saying? What will happen? So like, never give up on yourself because I'm living proof that you can do great things in your life. Because I mean, I certainly never thought that I would be as far as I am, and I still have a long way to go. You know what I mean? But there was times where I was like, man, I won't make it that far. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed, you know what I'm saying, to even be able to turn on my stream and do this every day. So believe in yourself, man, for real. Love yourself, and don't be afraid to take 10 steps back to take 20 steps forward. You know what I mean? And sometimes them steps back be looking kind of bleak. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all though, bro. That's kind of like my story. You know what I'm saying?